What is up, everyone? This is Ostro97, and today I have for you a Black and White 2 OU Wi-Fi battle versus a guy from Smogon that did not want me to mention their name. He was testing a new team, and I battled him, and this is how it went down. But anyway, I wanted to say if I'm being a little quiet, it's because I have family over for the holidays, and I don't want to, you understand, I know. But anyway, I wanted to say before we started this, if you have Black Ops 2 and you wanted a sweet Magikarp emblem or a Pokemon emblem in general, go check out my last video. It was a Magikarp emblem that I showed you how to make. And if it's too fast for you, just hold down the space button on the video and it'll go slower. But anyway, I will have more Pokemon emblems later on. But yes, for now, let's go to this battle. So he started off with his Terrific, his Tornadus, and he used for the U-turn, which is, that's alright with me because I was going to switch him out anyway using Dragon Tail, you'll see here in a second. And he switches into his Obama Snow, which he stole my name in my head at least. I was going to name my Obama Snow. But anyway, so I Dragon Tail that thing out of there. Doesn't do really any damage. Actually, it did less than I expected. He goes into his Sandy T-Tar, and I go for right here. Actually, this is what I wanted him to do. I wanted him to go into his T-Tar in the first place. That's why I was using Dragon Tail, because I wanted to get some good damage off on this thing, because I know it's a fairly decent threat to my team. So I go for the Waterfall, and it does about half, a little bit more than half, which is really good. And then also I got the Flinch Hacks, which is amazing. You know my hacks luck, but in this game I actually get reverse hacks. You'll see. It's never happened to me before. But so we both restore with a little leftovers. Either way, he's gonna have to switch out unless he wants his Tyranitar dead. I don't know why he would, but so I pretty much forced him to switch out, go for another Waterfall, just in case he doesn't for some reason, and he switches into his Obama Snow once again, and I go for a Waterfall. It takes that nicely. Obviously, he's resistant, and I get buffeted by Hail. And you might have noticed now, I didn't until about this point in the game, he's using a multi-weather team. All of his Pokemon have different weather effects, and I've never seen that before on a team. It's pretty awesome, pretty clever, and I'm not sure if it's very great, because I've never seen it. But anyway, he goes for the Blizzard here, gets me frozen. I'm like, come on, dude. Freezing my Dragon type, question mark. Which I think that's why he actually used Blizzard. I'm not sure. Maybe that was just the only thing that he thought was effective, or the most effective. But this is why I named it Dragon type question mark, because a lot of people mistake Gyarados for Dragon type. So I was like, well, maybe this will fake them out. But then he goes for a Giga Drain after I stay in trying to attack. Well, actually, I was trying to rest. Like, I was going to use rest and then use Sleep Talk. But he goes for the Giga Drain. I get hit by the Hail, and then I restore. And right here, I thought maybe if I didn't get hit by the Hail, if there was no Hail up, I would have survived it. But unlucky me, I stayed in, and he goes for another Blizzard and kills me barely. I think it was actually a critical hit. I'm not sure. We'll see in a second. Let's see here. Is it a crit? Is it a crit? Or is he just good? It's a crit, yes. Okay. I would have survived if it wasn't a crit. Probably with like 3 HP though. And I was going to probably wake up then and use rest, or unfreeze. But, I really don't care, because my Gyarados wouldn't have been effective in this match anyway, really. At least after what I'm about to do here, you'll see. Starting the setup on him. Right here, he probably thought that Mew was a threat, because since Mew can learn any move, obviously, I think a lot of people actually put Fire-type moves on it anyway. So he switches out into his Ninetales Fire-type. And I get a free Rock Polish from that, which is pretty awesome. Speed rises sharply, and then he withdraws again. And this was where he made a mistake. He shouldn't have done this, because I got a free Swords Dance right here. If he would have attacked me these 2 turns, then he would have been able to take out my Mew probably, and I wouldn't have been able to set up on him right here. But basically now, even if he attacks me once, I'll still be able to get this next stab boost and then baton pass before he takes out my Bruised Anus which once again, I know most of you probably heard this before, but look at Mew and what its tail is doing to itself and where it's entering. Look at that. Grody. And then he goes for the Stone Edge right here, going a little bit less than half damage on my bruised anus, and I also get the Sandstorm damage, but I think I have leftovers. No, I don't. I guess never mind. I think I have something that's defensive or something. I don't know. Anyway, I go for another Swords Dance right here. The last, gosh, what's it called? And I realized if he would not have gone for the Hone Claws right there and actually attacked me, he would have killed me since the Sandstorm. But luckily for me, he went for Hone Claws. Doesn't go for Sandstorm, or doesn't go for Stone Edge. And then I get that free thing off, so then I go for the Baton Pass, knowing I'll probably die if I stay in. And, whoa, 1 second. Sorry, somebody came into the room. Anyway, I go into my Post Pounder, Baton Pass into it with all this stat boost. I know I can survive whatever he takes at least once. And he actually goes for Aqua Tail, which I've never seen on Tyranitar. But it is pretty awesome that he knows that. And I get hit by the Sandstorm once again. He gets his HP up. Then my Burn Orb takes effect, which is for Facade. And this thing is like got Guts or something. Whatever upgrades your Facade moves. So I go for a Drain Punch right here. Take all of his HP away from him. Restore my health fully. Basically, there's no way he could survive that, even if he was resistant, probably. I mean, this thing is like ×4. Drain Punch, Stab, and plus Post Pounder already has amazing attack, so yeah, there's no way that thing's living that, especially since it's 4 times weak against it. So then he goes into his Politoed, which is usually really bulky, and defensively at least. So I was expecting, well, right here he goes for a Protect, trying to get some burn damage off on me. Protects itself like a little wussy. JK, dog. Alright, anyway. So he tries to go for another Protect, fails, which is unlucky for him, because usually that works for me. But I go for the Drain Punch, and there's no way he's living this thing. Actually, usually I would say he would live it. If it was like, I don't think he's max defensive. If he was max defense, then he probably would have lived it. Maybe, I don't know. Nah, never mind. ×4 is probably too powerful for even a Politoed max defense and max HP. So anyway, he finishes that off, and he goes into his Terrific Tornadus flying type, whatever, Eagle, and with a mustache, and go for a Facade, because I knew Facade would take him out. I wanted to switch things up a little bit, you know, make it less boring. And then right here he switches into his Obama Snow, and I was kind of getting bored with the battle. I wanted to make it a little bit better of a battle, and plus I was feeling my emotions were taking over, and I was feeling a little bit giving since it's Christmas time. So I decided to give him a break and go into my Gengar. And right here, I didn't even remember what moves my Gengar had because I haven't played Wi-Fi battling in so long. I didn't even remember what Pokemon I usually start with. And he goes for I come into an Ice Shard / Hail damage, which is not the greatest. And right here I go for the Focus Blast. Don't miss. Hell yeah. And take this thing out in one shot. I was not expecting to, but I did. You'll see. It's pretty powerful. This is Gengar though. So I mean, what do you expect? And I think I just realized, I'm pretty sure all of his Pokemon are boys too. I didn't even notice that. I think all of his Pokemon are boys. So that's Gengar's little treat. So right here he comes into his Ninetales, which is also a boy. And you'll see you in a second. I go for a Shadow Ball, because I just wanted to go for a Shadow Ball. The other moves wouldn't have been as effective. Go for a Shadow Ball right here. And I didn't expect it to kill it in one hit, which it didn't. And he goes for the Psyshock and kills me. He didn't like my Gengar throwing his balls all over him. He was tired of it, so he killed my Gengar. He's homophobic. That Ninetales is. Anyway, so I go into Thrapenus, and I use Earthquake to finish this off easily, obviously. And In a second, he sent out his last Pokemon, which is his, blah, blah, blah. What is it? Mother. What is that Pokemon's name? Roserade. Roserade, I think. Yes, Roserade. And I go for an Earthquake, and he lives with 2 HP, I would say. Possibly. Tries to go for a substitute, but it's too weak. Finish him off with a Sucker Punch. And that is why you don't let somebody set up on your team. Because if he wouldn't have let me set up, he would have easily probably swept my team. Well, not necessarily. But he did have a good team for a new team. But that is the game. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you're new. And I hope you enjoy. Have a nice Christmas.